Hello to all of you, my British Alliance. How are you all doing today? In this video, I am going to be giving you all some insight into how the production has been going into the timeline video of the Aegis Cluster and explaining what is going to be different from the previous one. So to start things off, I have recently found a new effect called Auto Looks on Sony Vegas Pro, which is in a nutshell a filter you can place over pictures and videos to give them a bit of extra zest. So with this effect, I have been placing them over all of the visuals to make the video stand out from the source material, making them look how I would like them to match the overall theme, that being an observation into the horror of Dead Space and all of the major events of the Aegis Cluster. So images and footage will look darker or more refined, like a remaster of the original. With the next point, the audio. In the last timeline of the Aegis Cluster on this channel, the audio wasn't exactly the best, if you could call it that. As many of you had complained that the audio made the commentary unhearable, if that is even a word, well, now it is, so. I plan to do what I had accomplished last time, which was to create an overall theme for the music and ambience that coincides with the subject, that being Dead Space, to create a great viewing and hearing experience for all of you, while keeping in mind the audio. However, I may still use soundtracks from Downfall, but I will be keeping in mind their sudden volume changes. Unlike the other videos, this one will not be containing any title cards. I had thought about it, and while they are nice to break up the stories and events, I felt like I would do something a little bit different this time to keep things fresh. In this version, background sound effects will not be a factor in this video, but will still contain certain ambience pieces that will break up the music when necessary. As many of you did say that the sound effects were distracting, and I can see why. So that is why I had decided to remove them to create a more enjoyable experience. Well, those are the insights I wish to give you. Now, on to the next part of the update, where I think all of you would very much like to know the duration of the timeline, seeming as the last one was 2 hours and 30 minutes long due to all of the cutscenes and footage shown. However, this time I have taken it upon myself to give you more of what you want, in greater detail, explaining what is happening in the points of the story, but giving a better scope, if you get what I mean. Without giving you too much, I will say that the timeline will be longer than any I have done previously, so prepare yourselves for that. The timeline will be premiering on the 13th of January at 11 o'clock in the UK, which will be around 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock for my American viewers. However, I do urge you all to cross-reference your own time zones with the UK's, so that you can be ready to jump in when it goes live, so you do not miss anything. I would just like to thank all of you for your amazing support, as I probably would not be making this without your viewership, and I really appreciate all of you. However, before I end this video, let me just give you a sneak peek into what you have all been waiting for over the last month. Without further ado, please enjoy the clip, and don't worry, see you soon. To the comm controls. However, they soon see that they are not alone in this area, as the door is slightly ajar, but regardless, they both take a deep breath, then move into the next area. As they are doing that, Natalia would be staring into the hole when she sees something festering in the darkness down below, and she soon jumps into the welcoming arms of the void. As the two make their way into the comm needle and get to where the power routers would be, they then are presented with another grisly sight. The organic growth is all over the place, blocking their path forward. However, Newman soon sees a familiar face within the corruption itself, Vera, with her face poking out of the microbial lifeform. as if being faithful to her last words to Newman. "Don't worry, Bram. See you soon." As Newman stood there shocked to see her fused form, Marla tells him to snap out of his daze when more and more necromorphs begin appearing from the vents. A moment later he would finally come back to his senses, and they would run to the door, but Marla gets tackled and impaled. But before she dies, she activates a lockdown procedure, stopping the slasher forms from pursuing Newman. With the room in lockdown, he would sit by the door in his own grief. Newman begins to record a video log for anyone that may come this way, or to people coming to investigate from off the colony, telling them to nuke the colony so the rest of humanity doesn't have to face the same fate.